All right, so now that we're into or getting ready to be into the slow season, so we're into Q4, we need to start preparing to make sure, one, we make it all the way through this slow season, but also we need to start getting ready for the busy season, the spring season that kicks off March 15th. I know we're thinking about, well, like, what are some additional revenue streams you can do through the winter to keep you going? That's important. But also, you want to make sure you're getting your equipment ready for the busy season. So if you've got trucks and trailers, if you've got dump trucks or whatever, this is when you're taking them down. Maybe you're giving them a refurb. Maybe you're repainting them. Maybe you're just going through and doing some maintenance that you've kind of put off simply because you've been so busy up to this point, making sure everything's getting greased, getting new tires, getting tires rotated, making sure all your lights are working. Like I said, you might repaint, some rust might have popped up. You're going to work on that. You're just going to get this equipment in tip-top shape. Your vehicles that pull those trailers or your dump truck, you want to make sure all the engine components are up and going. You've changed out your air filter. Maybe you're changing out your coolant. You're inspecting. If you've got a high mileage vehicle that's got 200-some thousand miles on it, you've never put a water pump on it, maybe you go and change out your water pump or some of those other components that are going to give out. Get that work done now. That way, once you get into this busy season, that downtime kills you in the busy season. So if you can get ahead of it, you're going to be that much better off. The other side of things, all of your tools that you might have over time, things get lost and your batteries start giving out, and maybe the straps you were using have been lost or they're getting ratty. Kind of replace some of your moving blankets and some of the different types of equipment that you might use during this off season in kind of preparation. The nice thing is it coincides with the end of the year. Well, that means at the end of the year, you're preparing for the beginning of the year. So you need to be getting a budget together, a projected cash flow statement. You need to be setting your goals for next year and knowing that, hey, if I want to grow 50%, where am I going to find that 50% of extra business? So you're doing a lot of planning for the time ahead. Networking, super important in the off season, in the slow season. When you're really busy, you might not be able to go out and do networking. You might not be able to go meet realtors and professional organizers and attend Rotary Club meetings and Chamber of Commerce meetings and just get involved in the community. Going to charities, introducing yourself to different charities. Maybe a lot of charities go out and they pick stuff up. Well, most of them don't go to second stories. So get out there, meet those individuals, start laying a relationship down, laying a foundation down, so when busy season rolls around, you've got all these extra sources that are going to bring in this income that's going to help you fulfill that 50% growth target or whatever your target might be for the following year. All right, so that is preparing. That's just some of the stuff you can do to prepare for the upcoming busy season, because we need to be looking always ahead. Now, looking more in the present, let's say it starts to get pretty slow. All right, well, all this stuff that you're getting, you can certainly bring back to some sort of central area and do a bit more sorting. So during this time frame, if you haven't taken the time to set up having recycling partners come to you or separating some of this stuff out and all, this is a great time to go and get some of that stuff set up. You've got time to, again, build those relationships. The other thing, when you have the stuff that you're picking up, a lot of it does have some value. You might look to find an eBay reseller or just list it for sale yourself or whatever and just get some of that additional revenue in. You've got some extra time now. In the busy season, you might not have the time to resell this stuff. In the slow season, you do. You want to keep that revenue in. You want to keep busy in order to make it through the slow season and put you in a great position for the busy season. As far as other services you might take on, I'm not a huge proponent of that. Now, when you first start a business, you're going to find you're going to transport some items from time to time. You're going to move some items from time to time in your truck. It's not necessarily the most legal thing. Your insurance doesn't cover it. You really need to make sure that you're trying to let people know, hey, if something gets damaged while I'm transporting it, we can't be held responsible. You'll send out an agreement, just let them know, hey, we're not really covered for this. We'll do it for this price, but we're not necessarily covered. So you're certainly going to move some items. You might deliver some stuff from time to time. You might take on some types of projects you wouldn't otherwise do. You just need to make sure that you're not taking on something that's going to kind of get you in trouble in terms of maybe this is a demolition project that's too large for you. Maybe it's an interior demo. You have no expertise for it. You still might want to pass on that job even though you love the income, simply because you don't want to get in a situation that's going to jeopardize your business. So those are just some of the things you can do to make some additional money and also prepare yourself to make as much money as possible come busy season.